today I'm gonna be doing a really fun transformation. I'm gonna be doing a balayage on really dark Asian hair. Stay tuned, we're gonna be walking you through how to do all that. What's up? Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing a really fun transformation. I'm going to be doing a balayage on really dark Asian hair. So I know that this can be really challenging for a lot of people, getting that brightness in Asian hair and just breaking through a lot of that depth and darkness. And so today I'm going to show you guys how we get that dark hair really light while still keeping the integrity of the hair and getting a little bit of ash tones in there as well. So if you struggle with getting brightness in a lot of your dark haired clients, this video is going to be super helpful for you guys. My signature foilayage technique isn't going to let you down. It's amazing and it's going to be a really fun transformation. We're also going to chop some hair up and give her a fun new haircut as well. So if that's something you want to learn, stay tuned. We're going to be walking you through how to do all that. Alright, so this is our starting canvas. You guys can see we've done a balayage on her before and it's just kind of grown out. And at this point it's time to do it again. It's been about 8 months, I think. So you guys can see we got a lot of depth up here kind of at the top. A little bit of warmth kind of through here that will break through, not too bad. She likes it a little bit more on the ashy side. So this time we're going to be adding in a little bit more brightness, breaking through some of that warmth and just kind of bringing up the color. So let's go get started. So for her lightener, we are going to be using the Kenra Simply Bond Blue Powder Lightener with 25 and 30, and then we're going to increase to 30 and then 35 volume. So we're going to be increasing her volume. We'll start in back with 25 and then work our way up throughout the sections. And then of course we're always going to use Olaplex in her color to just ensure the health of her hair. For her toner, I'm going to be mixing up a multitude of Shades EQ colors, but first I'm going to be doing equal parts of 9T, 6T, 8N, 8V, so a third of our formula, and then a splash of 9B. This is going to really help eliminate a lot of those orange tones that you guys see in her hair. And then we'll mix all of that with the Shades EQ Developer. So this is going to be the first toner that I'm going to put on her hair, and then I'm going to do a second toner just to really glaze it down and to add dimension, but also to help with the longevity of her color. So our second toner formula that I'm going to do is going to be the 8N, 8GI, and 9P, all equal parts in her hair. Again, this is just going to really help kind of second glaze her hair, make it really shiny, but it's also going to help give us the kind of warmth that we want in the gold here, but also kind of the ashy tones with these two. So this is going to be her second glaze that we do, and we'll leave this on for about 10 minutes. So we're actually going to cut off some of her length because we are going to cut off some more with her haircut, but we don't need to be balayaging all of this extra length. So I'm just going to do a pretty quick, like, rough cut just to get some of this bulk off first, and then that way we're not cutting all this extra stuff. This is a really good idea to kind of just get rid of all of the extra, and it helps save you time, money, and product because you're not having to color all of this extra stuff. But I also like to leave a good amount left over so that I can cut up into it. And because we are doing a transformation, in case we get a little bit of damage on her ends, I still have room to cut up into it and to cut off a lot of those dead ends. Alright, so I sectioned out her hairline. She's got a little bit deeper of a hairline, but I'm always going to do 2 diagonal backs on the side. And then because she's kind of got a wider hairline, I am going to do 1 straight across, guys. So we'll first start in this section. We'll do our diagonal backs, and we'll go into the other side, and then we got this little guy here. So what I'm going to do for my first section is I'm going to weave the hair, and then I use a fine tooth comb, and I'm going to tease her hair. Now because she's got stick straight Asian hair, it doesn't like to tease very well, so I like using a really fine tooth comb. I like this one from Crest. You guys can get this at Cosmoprof, but I like it because it helps me kind of tease her hair. Then I'm going to take a longer foil, and these are the rose gold foils from Framar. These are my favorite. They're the long foil roll. These are amazing, especially for really long hair. You can cut them to the length that you need it in. And I'm just going to place her hair right on top. And then I'm gonna use conditioner, and this is gonna help me blend in my lightener into the root area. Now this is the Goldwell Dual Senses conditioner, and I just really, really like it because it's lightweight. You need a really lightweight conditioner for this technique. Otherwise it's too thick and it's gonna cause splotchiness. So I'll go with my lightener, and I'm kind of applying it more towards the ends. Now she has a little bit of brightness through her ends, so I'm not gonna fully saturate those, just kind of feather it down a little bit. But again, remember, we are gonna cut some of that off too. Then I'm gonna go through and I'm actually gonna kind of blend this up into that conditioner area. So I'm using the conditioner as a blending agent, and it helps just really create a smooth blend and less of a line of demarcation. And a lot of people ask me, do I get warmth through this area where the conditioner is? Not really. Because I'm using a lightweight conditioner, it doesn't really create too much warmth. It's more just like a very natural blend. And then I'll take a clean dry brush and just kind of smooth it out a little bit, make sure there's no lines, and then we'll just place a foil right on top of this. And this is gonna help incubate my section. We'll fold it up and then lock it into place. So this is my typical signature foilayage technique. We'll do the same thing on this piece and then this piece, and then we'll work our way up the head. All right, so here's my next section, and I'm gonna kind of split this guy in half. This will be our next guy, and you guys can see how much depth she has in here. So this is kind of a really great way to get a lot of brightness up into her hair. And by doing diagonal back sectioning, it really helps me not get those lines in there as much, and it's really gonna bring up this lightness through here and through here, through all of this depth. So I'm gonna take her piece, we're gonna weave it out. And you guys, she's got a ton of hair. So we've already balayaged her before, so it's now gonna be like one of those things where we're just trying to reach a lot of this depth that she still has in there. And you guys can see when I'm weaving these pieces, I'm pulling from down here and really helping just to diffuse that line of when I'm teasing them. So I'll place our foils, and again, I just like using the longer foils. It gives me a better surface to paint on through here. And for this lightener, this is actually Kenra, the blue base lightener. We're using 25, we'll work our way up to 30, but because these pieces are gonna be in foils a lot longer, I wanted to make sure that we ensured her health of her hair. So we started with 25. I would rather go low and slow versus trying to like bust through her hair and just bleach it out. My goal with my clients is to keep the hair really in shape and keep the integrity of the hair really good, so I would rather do that. We also added in some Olaplex in there as well, just to make sure that it's ensuring the health of the hair. So you guys can see I'm just kind of blending this up in there, and I'm pushing the product into making sure that because she's got thick, not coarse hair, but like thick hair, each hair strand's really thick, so we want to make sure that we're pushing it down in there and just getting the product all the way through so we don't have hollow spots in here. Take my dry brush, clean it up, and again, because I'm teasing this, the blend's already gonna be really good, but this is just to ensure that it is even better. My goal with my clients is not to have to do a root shadow or root shade to get the color to blend. I don't wanna add in extra color, add in an extra step for me, so by keeping it blended in the foils, that is gonna be my goal first and foremost. So now we'll do this section and we'll keep working up. So we've done the entire back section, and what I do is I usually do 2 diagonal backs to 1 straight across. We're making sure to tease and weave all of those sections, the same technique that I showed you in those foils. And now we've gotten here to the top. So what I'm gonna do, you guys can see how much her hair has grown out from the last time, but even still, look at that blend from last time, it's beautiful. We're just gonna bring it up. So I'm gonna take this section, and it's about 1/2 inch thick. You guys can see how wide it is. She's got a lot of hair though, so we're just gonna kind of do a deep weave. And I don't want to just stick this all in a foil because I want this to be the best blend as possible. So I'm gonna start from like kind of the mid shaft, and I'm gonna start teasing her hair, and you'll see I'll kind of push it and tease it. And this is gonna really help just kind of diffuse that line a little bit. Sorry for my phone buzzing in the background. Okay, so that's gonna be kind of our little tease section. We got our foil here. I'm just gonna place that down, and I wanna make sure that we lock those teas into place. And again, I'm gonna put the conditioner here. Now, another reason why I use conditioner is because it's also gonna help to release that teased area. So you're not gonna have as much tangles as if you were to just not use it at all. So that's also helping kind of detangle that tease section. So I have moved on to 30 volume. As we've increased up the head, we'll probably end with about 35. You guys can see she's got some dark hair. So again, just kind of applying it through here. And you guys can see how much lightener I'm putting on this section. It's super thick, and so if I go like this, I want to make sure that it's fully saturating the hair inside and there's no hollow spots. That's personally why I like this lightener, because it's a little bit more of a liquid consistency. Another great one that you could also use for this that I would use would be Schwarzkopf Blonde Me. However, you would want to just be gentle because that one has a lot of lift in it and you got to be really, really careful. So just be careful using that one in foils. They say don't use it in foils. Definitely don't put it under heat if you're going to use it in foils, but always stick with manufacturer's instructions. But you guys can see I'm kind of just like feathering it through these bottom pieces. I'm not fully saturating down here because she already has some lightness in there. Just kind of feathering that through. Now we'll go back up to this top, and we're not going to leave that line, right? So I'm going to kind of almost clean off my brush by like me just like pushing it through, and then we're going to push through this product and blend it up into that conditioner. So I'll grab a little bit more and just pushing it through, and I'm actually kind of pushing it through with the brush because look, there's a little bit of hollow hair in there. We got to make sure that that gets fully saturated. So just kind of pushing it up in there. We want to make sure that we're not going into the teased area because you could get bleed marks in there, but just kind of feathering it all the way through, pushing that product through, getting it really, really good. And then because it's still kind of a solid line, I'm gonna take my brush and kind of just drag down a few pieces. And this is almost acting as like an eraser, which is kind of nice. So I love this technique. It makes a huge difference. And I'm always like perfecting this piece. And this will be the last piece that I check on before we let her process. So we'll come back and check on it. I'll show you guys what it looks like. But so far, looks pretty darn good. So we'll just place a foil on top here, and then we're gonna move around to the front. Now she parts pretty far over, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of take this section, and this is gonna be our money piece section right here. We're gonna add some brightness through here, and then we'll go back in and kind of do some pieces through here. I'm not gonna worry about this section as much because she's just got more some like baby hairs there. So this is gonna be our money piece section. I do it about 3/4 to an inch away from the hairline, and we don't wanna take it too thick, but we also don't wanna not take it thick enough. So we'll kind of clip this away. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take like a piece, almost like a highlight section right here. And look at all this depth. I'm excited to bring some brightness in there. We're gonna weave it right here. And I don't tease this section. This is the one section kind of around the hairline that we don't tease. And I'm gonna lock my foil in place. We're gonna use our conditioner. And again, we kind of moved up to 30 volume now that we're here in the front. And I'm gonna drag this down just a smidge bit more, kind of right about there. And we're gonna go in and just add in this brightness down here. Now we don't wanna put her ends in the foil and saturate those because there's still some lightness in there. Just kind of feather that through. And then I'm gonna go back in and just feather this all the way through. This is just a really great technique for getting that hairline when she wears her hair back. You can see the brightness around her face, and it really incorporates like both sides of the head. This has been the best way to get that brightness around the face without having it be funky or any lines or anything like that. So just blend that up, and then we're gonna clean it up with our little dry brush here. And these pieces, I actually keep those ends out. We'll fold it in about 1/3 and lock it into place. And we'll do about 3 of these until we get to the front hairline. Alright, so now we've got to kind of this front hairline. Now you guys can see this is a really fine section, but that's really good because we don't want to go too thick around the hairline and have there be like lines or anything. These are going to be the pieces that she wears back away from her hair when she wears it in a ponytail. My client's a new mom, she's going to be wearing her hair in a ponytail, so we got to make sure that this piece is really good, really on point. This is what your clients are going to notice. So taking these little fine pieces, again, not soaking those ends in the lightener, and just kind of blending it all through. This is gonna be a really great piece and add that pop of brightness, and it'll grow out really nicely for her because it's so baby fine. This would be considered like a baby balayage light. We gotta come up with a name for that. If you have any ideas, comment them in the comment box below. What can we call a baby light balayage piece? Baby foilayage? I don't know. We gotta come up with a name. All right, so then I'll take these little hairs and just kind of move them away from her face. They don't bug her. Same with this piece, and then we're gonna let these guys just kind of hang down here. And now we're gonna tackle the sides. So now we're at her hairline, and again, she's kind of got these little baby hairs, so we're gonna just kind of section this piece. This will be my front hairline piece. We're gonna clip all of this out of the way just to get it out of the way. She does have a lot of hair, so I'm actually gonna make this a little bit thinner. These pieces, again, right around the hairline, we want it to be really fine, almost kind of like baby lights as we're working through it. It just makes it a lot easier and a lot more blend. And honestly, it's one of those things where I would rather you guys take finer sections for baby lights and versus trying to go too thick around the hairline and have it come up with lines or anything. So that's not worth it. You want to just do it really fine, and it ends up working better in your favor. So we'll take this piece right here, grab our conditioner, and again, I'm not weaving these, or I'm not teasing this piece because it's just right around our hairline. We're just going more fine with it. We don't need to tease it. And just blend it up in there. And you guys can't see, but my hand back here is basically my paddle that I'm painting up against. I'm not painting up against my client's head, I'm painting up against my hand. So that's really gonna ensure that it gets that brightness in there, but no spots either. So fold those in 3/4, and then we're gonna do another one right about there, and we're gonna continue working our way up until we reach the crown. So we'll do diagonal back sections all the way up till we get to this point, and then we'll do the other side. So now we've gotten to this side. Now you guys can see she's got this kind of little patch right here. These pieces are too fine, but what I want to make sure to do is as I go through her diagonal back sections, I want to make sure to catch this area right here, because we want to make sure that there is going to still be brightness through that area and we don't get a black hole starting through here. So every client's hairline is different, especially as being a new mom. You know, there's postpartum little baby breakage pieces, or when people have just gone through a stressful time in their life, or just some people's hairlines are more fine than others. So you just have to take that into consideration and really customize your client's hairline. And you may do a different foil pattern based off their hairline versus somebody else. That it's not two hairlines alike, and you just gotta kind of play around with it. So again, making sure to just keep that in mind of your placement. It's really, really important. So I'm just gonna add these pieces in. We'll continue doing diagonal backs, and yeah, we'll work our way through to the crown. So we put in all her foils. Look at all these massive foils, you guys. I love these long foils. Again, check them out. They're from Framer. So this is her first foil that we did in the back section. Remember how I said I was gonna come back and check that? Look at how light it's already lifting, and you guys can see that blend already starting to happen. So I love how this looks. It already is looking amazing. We're probably not gonna stick her under heat because it's looking so good, but I always just like to check that foil, see where we're at, making sure that it's blending really good. And again, it already looks awesome. So we're gonna let her process, and then we'll show you guys the toning results. So here is our final outcome. I love how it turned out. We have a lot of brightness in there, super shiny, super healthy, and so much blonde in there. You guys can see that toner was amazing. It got rid of a lot of that like warmth that she had in there, and I just think it looks so beautiful. So what do you guys think? Do you guys like this color? I really like it. I think it's gorgeous. And like I said, this technique is such a great technique to be able to use. She has so much hair, so it's such a great technique to be able to get through somebody that has a lot of hair. She's got a lot of dark hair, and we were able to lift her to this beautiful lightness. You guys can also see these pieces that we did right around her hairline with her baby hairs. See how those pieces just blend really, really nicely, and they still were able to accent kind of right here, and so she doesn't have a black hole when she pulls her hair back. But it's kind of that like money piece section. I just think it's really, really beautiful on her. Alright guys, I hope you had fun watching this video. I had so much fun doing her hair today. It turned out so beautiful. I loved how we chopped her hair, gave her a fun new haircut, and how we brightened her up, and also gave her some more fun ashy tones. So I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to come say hi over on Instagram and let me know what you think. Send me a DM, leave me a comment. I love interacting with people that check out my YouTube videos, so make sure to come say hi over on Instagram. And if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button below. I have done so many videos like this, and if you're wanting to learn new techniques of how to balayage, how to foilayage, how to add brightness into the hair, and business techniques, this channel is gonna be where you wanna be at. So make sure to hit that subscribe button below. It's amazing, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. We'll see you on the next video.